Hey guys, welcome back into more God of War. Oh, I was about to say, did they leave me?
Something wounded out there, Atreus.
I think so.
We're continuing
It
into the
storm.
Alfheim
Perhaps
temple.
we can investigate once we've uncovered a mysterious seer's hidden prophecy.
I want to go out there. I assume that's what there's something out there. They keep talking about it. Okay, Groa's prophecy. There we go. Had to take a little bit of a break, but now we are back.
The central chamber will bring us to the top. Once we find our way past yet another light door.
Oh, where's the crystal? There it is. Okay. Let's do this.
It's facing the wrong way.
Let's see.
Maybe if we...
Allow me to speed this up.
What are you gonna do? Oh! Jumpy
The angle should
man.
work, Kratos.
Yes it actually does. Thank you.
Well done.
At your service.
Alright, big guy's helpful. That's where we were earlier when we were fighting. Just want to check my surroundings. Oh. Alright, we got markings on the floor right there. Give me one. Oh, hold up. Child. Thank you very much. Ooh, hold up. This was meant to be something. Where does this go?
Your father is indeed thorough.
Oh. Got myself a chest. Thank you very kindly. How do I get over there, though? Interesting, okay. Oh, do we have to climb down once we go up? Or you know what this probably is? It's probably something I have to come back for when we're done. Oh, wait, there's a thing on the wall. When we have some time after this mission, we'll come back and we'll look around this realm a little bit more.
Limitless. Limitless what? Power? Growth? Ambition? A bit vague, innit?
A lot of these things are a little bit vague. I'll give this to the Light Elves. The beauty of the temple is unmatched across the 9 realms. To think only 2 winters ago, all this was covered in hive and darkness. I'm sure there is a beauty in it, in its own way, but what can I say? White marble and gold trim is much more fetching. See, even my man Kratos has a thing for the aesthetics. I mean, he's Greek. He's Greek. He appreciates some marble and some gold trim. I agree with you, Kratos. I like... Both sides probably terrible, you know? I'm not here to pick sides. But what I will say is, if I wanted someone to redesign my home, it would be the Light Elves. They just got more style.
The light of Alfheim. How stunning.
Nothing.
What's wrong?
I could hear Mother inside last time. But I can't anymore.
Her soul is one with the light now. United by forces older than Odin himself. She is at peace, Atreus.
I hope so. When Father went inside the light, he said
You went inside the light of Alfheim?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Several
And
hours.
yet here you stand, of sound mind and decidedly not incinerated. You must tell me, Kratos, what did you see?
That memory is for me alone. But I felt only moments pass.
Didn't feel like moments to me.
I was trapped. Atreus overcame great odds to save me.
One could but only imagine.
Look at
Well
you
then,
giving credit where
Groa's
credit's
triptych
due.
awaits.
He did save us.
So, did you ever meet Groa?
Many times. But she was plagued by constant visions, so conversation was difficult, to say the least.
Oh, don't tell me he can feel Fae. No, buddy, not this again. Someone please stop him before he touches it again.
What are you doing?
I heard something.
Father, she's gone.
Keep moving.
I'm sorry, big guy. Can't be living the boy
We're
alone
almost
again.
there.
We got too much to do.
Huh. They've changed some stuff. Last time, there was all this hive stuff up here. So many Dark Elves. All this time, I thought the Dark Elf King... I thought all the Dark Elves were... Tyr,
Yes.
did we help the wrong side?
Are you certain that's the right question?
Is there a right side?
What's the right question?
Is there a right side?
Exactly. What do you think, Atreus? Is there a right side in this war?
I don't know.
Then perhaps you shouldn't pick one.
Honestly, that's just not for us to decide. There's way too much nuance there with hundreds of years of war. Neither side really remembering too much about how it started, it seems. Other than one side wanted to use the Light Temple as a power source? Obviously the Light Elves, though, so. Okay. Plus, the Dark Elves are just really annoying. I will take a Light Elf fight any day. I still have nightmares about those Dark Elves. They gave me such a headache. Especially the king. Like, apologies if he was on the right side, but he was just so annoying. I'm willing to look past who's right and who's wrong here. See, this is the side of the temple that I really like. I want to go out there again. Ooh, I see a chest.
The shrine is right there.
Yeah, but there was a Nornir chest down here last time. Oh,
Give me that.
guess they moved it.
It's okay. I got a chest regardless.
There it is.
Ah, you all made it.
Oh, hey! Oh, hold up. What did I miss?
Oh, definitely need that.
Got some money. It's not much, but it's something.
Whatever you need.
Is there anything I really can do? I think I'm missing stuff for some of the upgrades that I really want to do. Chaos Flames. Stonewood would be helpful. Okay, Stonewood's a big one that I'm missing. Honed Metal.
I'll heat up the forge.
Of Enlightenment. Gives runic defense. Strength goes down, though. I would love for strength to go further up. Ooh. Oh, wait. No. My bad. Oh, okay. So the next upgrade is when it starts to change color. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm going for aesthetics. Okay. I'm confident enough in my ability to button mash my way out of situations at this point that I'm okay with just going for aesthetics. That's really nice. The Belt of Enlightenment. It's got good defense and runic. Once again, I would love more strength though, but this looks really good. And it only takes money to craft. Let's do this for now.
A good fit.
And it looks better with this armor. When we want to do this, we're gonna need Dwarven Steel.
Want something in particular?
Ooh, yes I do. Thank you. We can sell these off. Oh, I didn't hit all.
Disinfect these?
No.
It's fine. I'll do it.
Didn't plan on it either. Alright. Oh,
Do you believe in fate, Sindri?
Oh, of course not. You think I'd wash my hands this much if I thought that what I do doesn't ultimately matter? There's only one thing with any say over how we live our lives, and that's us.
respect, I guess.
Hey, Sindri, wasn't your forge on the other side of the shrine last time?
My, someone's got an eye for detail.
Was it?
Perhaps the Light Elves felt it looked better on this side. They do have a thing for aesthetics.
I know,
Honestly,
and I
I'm
love
as
that.
puzzled as you are. But it's best not to look a gift forge in the 2-year. Very messy. Anyway, good luck.
Was it on the other side? Why does that not feel right? There was a there was a Nornir chest. Why do I feel like it was always over here? Okay. I'm just gonna go.
The giants always did enjoy hiding their secrets in plain sight.
Wait until you see this.
Okay, you know what this reminds me of? The Guardians movie with like Santa Claus,
yes.
the Easter Bunny, and
Here we have
Sandman.
Groa's search
Reminds
for
me of
her missing
Sandman.
husband. She was relentless in her attempt to find him. Meditated for weeks on end. Unfortunately, she found something else. A vision of Ragnarok.
Word of Groa's vision reached Odin. He sought her out, demanded a private retelling.
Didn't like what he heard, apparently.
Ironwood? That's the... I don't know what that is.
The mythical sanctuary for giants. Curious.
So it's in Jotunheim?
I know some giants thought so, but Ironwood isn't anywhere, lad. It's a concept, a metaphorical paradise. It's not real.
Presumably,
Really?
Groa requested her ashes be returned to Jotunheim, while her soul found peace in the light. Difficult to imagine Odin respecting those wishes. The champion?
I think it's supposed to be... me.
You assume too much.
Aye. Best not to read into these abstractions so literally. Prophecies are slippery by nature. Although, some are more obvious than others.
Ragnarok.
Aye. The end of everything.
So this is it. There's nothing we can do to stop it.
There must be a way. Why else is this hidden?
Look, Tyr. This is what we saw. It's you, fighting in Ragnarok.
No. I can't.
What's this then?
Ooh.
That's new.
Which realm was that?
Asgard is destroyed? But the other realms thrive?
Is there an alternative prophecy?
And Odin dies.
She lied.
Groa lied.
Oh.
Of course she did. Odin's working off a false prophecy.
So then, we can win Ragnarok.
It's one thing in our favor.
We can beat Odin.
We are not present in any of this.
But that was Tyr leading the charge against Asgard. Plus, Hell's army was there. And the elves. Champion. Okay, whoever that is doesn't matter. But for the first time, we know something Odin doesn't. We just saw we can win. Tyr?
I won't allow prophecy to define my choices.
But we just saw you.
No, Atreus. This is wrong.
Come. There is much to discuss.
So many thoughts. So many questions. But also, poor Tyr. To like go through so much and then devote yourself to being peaceful and find out that prophecy has something different for you. Then again, our boy
Can't
Kratos
stop
has
Ragnarok.
not that many reasons to
But
believe in
we
prophecy.
can win it.
If Asgard is destroyed, Odin will not be the only casualty. There must be another way.
Several things. A, I've just noticed that Tyr has hieroglyphics on his arm. I got like a little bit, I'm not gonna be able to get close enough to him, but during that cutscene I could see them. They're like faded on his left arm. But also, I can't figure out why Groa would lie, because it seems like either way, it would get the same result, because in both the fake prophecy that she gave and the real one, Asgard is going to be destroyed. So either way, Odin would try to subvert the prophecy, so I'm trying to figure out what the logistics are of
Perhaps we
keeping
should
that.
focus on our egress first.
I'm thinking, can't you guys lead me to it? It seems like either way, Odin would.
Behind you! Look out!
Nice. They're so flippy. I love it. Either way, it would get the same result. Unless there was like more to that last sequence than what I was noticing, like another detail. I gotta use these walls more. Oh, let's see. Ooh. Also, oh my god.
That one, brother.
Yeah, I did too. There we go. I am now noticing though, under all of that pretty wrapping, the light elves do have the exact same coloring and skin as the dark elves. Makes sense because they're like the same species. The light elves just dress better. But Ironwood. I could have sworn that Ironwood was a physical location. Now that I'm remembering, in Midgard, actually. Which sounds a little bit weird. But it was in Midgard. Oh, kill the light. Oh, hold up. Don't leave me. And what I kind of remember. Oh, I hate you. No, no. Bad. Kind of remember about Ironwood. I know there's like a witch there. No, no. Oh my god, those nightmares are just stupid. A witch and a giant wolf whose name I probably am going to butcher. Whoa, okay, that was rude. Oh! Rude. Okay. Nice one, child. Anyway. Giant wolf, Manigarm? That's definitely not it. The name means moonhound, if I'm remembering correctly. Can I just follow you? Oh. Oh, you're leaving. You're just leaving. Okay.
Quickly now, before more arrive.
But I could have sworn it was a physical location.
Behind you! Incoming!
You know what? It's fine. If Tyr's running, I'm running too.
We need to
What's
keep
over here,
moving.
though?
He's really worked up. Think he's okay?
Focus, Atreus.
I mean, I don't think he's okay, to be completely honest. He just learned that all those years he thought he was giving up on violence, he kind of can't. Oh, no, why am I walking? Why am I walking? Oh. You're why I'm up. Hello? Not even a hi, how are you? Straight into it, Alva. Oh. Woo. Anytime I take a break for even a day, I have to forcefully remind myself, enemies don't stagger anymore. Woo! Too late. Crap. I'll get it back. Ooh, nice. Okay. Got that. We got some ranged attacks. Ooh. Okay. Shouldn't have ran. Okay, you do not stagger. Of course. Too late. Where's my head at? That was way too late on that. Oh yeah. Move back. Okay. I thought I could get away from that, but apparently that's just a full area attack that I just have to try to break up. Ooh, nice one. Okay, that sword work is nasty. Alright, let's see your game. Where you at? Oh no, did Tyr have to? Oh, I'm sorry, my guy. I will finish this time. And I will apologize properly. Nope. I always forget about those little breakable stones. That's one mechanic I'm definitely not used to. Nope. So speedy. Come on, charge my shield. I got it, Mimir. Oh! Nice one, Kratos. The double swords is really impressive. I love the way it looks.
She's using the light to heal herself!
Oh, apparently she's not. Goodbye, Alva. You got one good one over on me.
okay?
I respect it. Oh, yeah.
No.
Yo, oh.
It is over.
It is far from over.
Why are you dragging them, though?
It's gonna be okay, Tyr.
You've seen what is to come. I told you I would not follow you to war, and yet here I am, dragging an innocent elf
Innocent?
and marching towards the destruction of Asgard.
What choice do we have?
There is always a choice. I will not lead you to war. I won't. I'm not that god anymore. I don't want to fight. But with you three, there is no avoiding it. Your path leads to countless deaths, unimaginable pain and suffering.
I do feel bad for him in this regard. Oh, oh, Tyr, watch your ankles. Oh! It's not your ankle. Oh! Oh, no.
Hold on!
Over here!
Are there any lasting effects from taking a bath in the Lake of Souls that I should be concerned about? Thank you. See, there are the hieroglyphics.
Agreed. Oh.
I mean, Mimir, you don't have lungs.
Are you injured?
No, sir. Hey, Tyr? Thanks. And I'm sorry about before.
No. I am sorry. I should never have come. We shouldn't linger.
Can we take a quick dive and go get that other quarter of Brock's soul back, or is it gone? Also, should I be concerned about any long-lasting effects from taking a bath in the Lake of Souls? Is that an issue we should be worried about?
look. I just want to do the right thing. And according to prophecy...
Speak no more of prophecy.
War will not give you the purpose you seek, Atreus. Only slaughter.
So what are we supposed to do? Roll over? Do nothing?
Enough. We will discuss our next move when we are out of danger.
Kratos, I know this isn't your style, but can I have a light elf sword? Because Alva had some skills. She got one good one over on me. Let's see. Do I want elves? Lore, maybe? Foes? Alva, here we go. Winters ago, we defeated the Dark Elf King. It appears in his absence, a new guardian of the Temple of Light has been anointed. Her swordsmanship and command of her form was unlike any I've gone up against. She was the aggressor, but once again, Atreus questions if we have helped the wrong side, referring to the struggle between the Light and the Dark Elves. The only side we can take in this conflict is our own. Very true. Ooh, I have not checked skills in a while. Blades. Okay, here we go. After impaling an enemy, ooh, pull myself towards them. We'll see how much use I get out of that. Because normally I just like pulling the enemies towards me to separate them from others. Without sustaining damage to power up the blades and inflict burn. Let's see. Attacking enemies afflicted with the Atreus' Sonic creates a bigger reverberation, applying stun to nearby enemies. Alright, nearby stun. I like it. Sprints on an enemy and launches them in the air with a vertical heavy attack. Can perform a wide, heavy attack on enemies that applies status damage on currently equipped runic arrow. Okay, my kid's getting some fancy little moves here. Oh, okay. Wants me to add something to this. Increase stun. Oh, I can't. Okay. That's why there was an exclamation point there. Oh, wait. I need more experience anyway to add damage to it. Oh, we're leaving? But there's like an animal somewhere in the desert. I want to go looking for the animal. Really?
Dark Elf assault.
Really?
Fortuitous.
I'm so sick of fighting elves.
I'm so... I thought that we were done. I thought that I would never have to see y'all again. Nope, now I'm gonna give you the chance to fly away. Hold that. No. Bad elf. I'm telling you, I can feel the annoyance returning, and they just got here.
To get out of here.
Yes, please. Do you know how to open this door?
Come here.
All right. That works too. That works too. Here, don't let these dark elves bully you, okay? If you give them an inch, they will take a mile. I do still love how you can throw something with wings into a chasm and it doesn't come back, apparently. I'm not complaining. No, what was that? Not complaining, though. Ooh. Old rock. I hate you.
Watch your right.
I was trying to give you a present, and you have up and ignored me. Okay, we're leaving.
Let's go, let's go.
I'm coming, okay? You're not exactly being helpful. Oh, there's someone behind me. Oh, wait. What is it about that move that I just can't get the timing right? Alright, come here. There we go. Well, that didn't freeze you. No. Oh, stop focusing? There we go.
Father, this way.
Which way? Oh, you know what? The blades are nicely charged. Let's do that.
Let's keep moving.
Oh, they were glowing a second ago. That was kind of bullying, but that's okay.
This way.
Here, you got someone following you. Ooh, okay. Nice one.
Watch out! Let's run!
Where are you going? I was trying to hold on to this rage for enemies that were like more of a concern. But also, I kind of just disappointed. The Dark Elves have killed my vibe.
Oh, that looks like it hurt.
It did.
Behind you.
That was pure luck right there. Oh, nope.
I'll meet you on the other side.
Yeah, I definitely should have been able to kill me when they were behind me. Oh. Oh, and I don't have a resurrection stone. Alva took that from me. Down we go. Nice. Okay. Alright, I just want to get you out of the way. Apparently the other guy is stuck where he is. Nice. Oh, please. Thank you. Much appreciated. It kills my soul when I'm like half a second too late and I nail it. Oh, I missed that rage stun. Are you okay, sir? It didn't even fight back. Ooh, you guys dropped a lot of these. Okay, the Dark Elves have ruined my vibe. I would like to leave.
Can we leave now, please?
That's what I'm saying. This.
Here, we...
Open the gateway, please.
Can do that.
You want war, Atreus. See for yourself the legacy this one has left for the Barrens. I've had far more than I can stomach.
Oh, okay. Hold up, son.
We do not need to rush. We should see this desert for ourselves.
Okay, I'm kind of looking
Look,
forward to this.
I know we can't trust prophecy, but I'm not sure we should just ignore what we saw either.
We are not ignoring it. We will discuss it back home. For now, I wish to search for the wounded animal you heard earlier.
We got a treasure map.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold up. In search of peace, the beast finds only war, its last breath of life atop the sands, its last meal of gold beneath the bones. Alright.
Well, okay then. Good. Yeah, lead the way.
Okay, Kratos. Ooh, actually, I really like these hive puzzles.
The Barrens up top. Once we find a way past this hive matter.
I
Yeah,
remember these things.
I love these
Definitely
things.
Dark Elf territory.
Hive puzzles are fun. Alright, wounded animal to find. Kratos wants to help. That's great. Hello, Mr. Lizard. I see you. Oh, no. Dang it. Ha! 2 tries. 13 out of 48. As we get the ability to do more traversing, because I know I'm missing the ability to do certain things, we'll go back through areas we've already been through. Ooh, hello. Go back through areas we've already been through and look for collectibles and birds and stuff.
Pain in the desert.
Over a storm like this? Most impressive.
You know Alfheim pretty well, right? Do you have any idea what's out there?
No, sorry. The elves and I... Long story, but it's best when we keep out of each other's way. Hive matter is... stickier than I care for.
Yeah,
Good
it's
luck on
kinda
your
gross.
search, though. Stuff
It's
some
kind
cloth
of
in your ears to keep the sand out. Don't knock it till you've tried it.
I'm not knocking it. It sounds like a solid idea.
Surprised to see you out here, Sindri. You must hate the sand.
Oh, it is the worst. But with Brock banned from Alfheim, it's up to me to keep you ship-shape and sharp.
That does sound
Why is Brock
familiar.
banned from Alfheim?
Oh, that's, I don't know if... Well, do you know what a juicy noken is?
No.
Well, thanks to Brock, the elves sure do.
Well, what is it?
What is a juicy...
No.
But I want to know. I'm not a child. I would like to know. Ooh, thank you so much. Lovely.
This axe just keeps getting stronger.
Still no chaos flames. Okay. We don't need to do that. We want to keep going. What is that? It looked like a rat with wings. Oh, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. Two Gulon sit in front of this marker that says unnatural. They're tied to a sled and completely calm. Strange. How long have they sat there? They're just as well behaved as Specky and Svana. What? at these lion things.
What are these animals?
Gulon, native to Vanaheim. Not sure what they're doing here.
Were they Freyers? Oh, look at them. Oh, they're like scaled slightly. Oh, but their tails look feathered. They are so pretty. Gulon. Oh my god, I love you guys. I'll come up with names for you, I swear.
Someone trained them to pull a sled. Lucky for us.
Domesticated Gulon.
I love them.
Most unusual.
I will come up with names for you guys. It's not something... Oh. If you guys have been around my channel for a bit, I have to name, like, most things. But it's not something I can think about too much. It's something that has to come natural. I love them. Okay, so they're native to Vanaheim. Were they Freyers?
Any particular direction to find your wounded animal? Or are we just enjoying the weather?
I can't hear anything out here.
Perhaps we find a cave first to catch our bearings?
I see what looks like a skeleton, which is what I need for my treasure hunt. But check this place out. Are we going to be able to travel more throughout all the realms like this? Ooh. Ooh, you have teeth. You might be what I'm looking for. Treasure. Come to Papa. I hear a bird. Is this my treasure? It is my treasure, but I hear a bird. Oh, stonewood, I needed that. Honed metal too, and dwarven steel. I racked up. It's only one of each, but... Hello, my friend. Goodbye, my friend. Okay, so where does this go then? Come here, wounded animal. I wish to be... Not you guys. Oh, I hate these lizard things.
Watch your left!
Oh my god, more lizard things.
It's gonna explode!
Oh. Yeah.
It's clinging to the wall! We gotta knock it down!
Give me 1 second. I was gonna say, what is trying to attack me? Oh, that was nice. Okay, I kind of want you guys all together for this.
Right side!
Behind you! Incoming!
Ooh. Oh, bad lizard.
They smell awful.
Oh, there's someone behind me too. Oh, this isn't gonna end well. I knew it. Okay. Oh! Oh, because I died during the Alva fight, I got to get my stone back. Nice! Oh, you know what? I could have just checked when I was with Sindri, but it didn't cross my mind.
Poison! Right side!
Could have checked when I was with Sindri. Ooh, hold up. Let me grab this.
Last enemy.
This is so slimy. Okay. Dying to Alva wasn't such a bad thing. We got our resurrection stone back. What's this read?
Look here.
Shoulder's a little stiff. Desert of our ignorance. So much of who we are is lost, not just this desiccated leviathan, nor its ilk, but the very identity of this creature is knowledge forgotten. Was it a predator, a wraith of the Barrens, to be feared and avoided, or perhaps a gentle behemoth, tamed by pre-division elves and farmed for meat? The answer is a grain of sand in the desert of our ignorance. Our history remains buried beneath generations of dead elves. Should another manage to rise above our malignant dogma in search of answers, let these bones serve as a warning. If nothing changes, we will remain forgotten. That's really sad, though. Hearing something shiny. Oh, I'm hearing a chest.
So you just refuse to pick a favorite poem? That's uncharacteristically indecisive of you.
That looks
I have a
familiar.
favorite poem already. One from my homeland.
Oh, wait a minute. That looks really familiar. A mind-expanding poet. Okay. Look around you, oh God, turn your head, guide your metal friend with care, or else it be dead. Rescue its friends, experience tension, immerse yourself in a new dimension. Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, steel and fur, unlikely friends, united in purpose to heroic ends. Thrown together by fate, ripped apart by disdain, old foes to aggravate, and new allies to obtain, saving the world after world with friends at their backs to clever automations and... Oh, wait a second. These are poems about PlayStation exclusives? Okay, because this is obviously Ratchet and Clank. I've never played a Ratchet and Clank game, like, ever in my life, but I know, obviously, what it looks like. It looks like Ratchet and Clank. This looks like, I never played it at Astro's Playroom. It came with the PS5. A gentle boy in his brush found kinship among the walls. His creation's playful spirits brought joy to one and all. The town, once empty, now flushed with color and laughter. The boy hailed a hero, though merely a talented drafter. His mission, save his home, threatened by seas and disuse. His weapon, imagination, blues, red, purple, and chartreuse. I don't know this one. I also don't know this one, just based off the art. Stick, rope, tar, black, skin, handprint, baby crying, shower, stink, death, beach, grubs, delicious, bomb. Oh, The America in a spider web. It's giving me Death Stranding vibes, but I never played Death Stranding either. I watched some clips of some other people play, though. It looks really interesting. It just seems very slow for me. Okay, just based off the cover art for this one, is this The Last of Us? What is it to live? What is it to die? The only difference in the beholder's eye. When disease rots your body, when hate sours your brain, what separates the mad from the sane? For the bearded, cruel father and his surrogate daughter shall never know respite. From life full of slaughter, evil will die, along with good. The difference between them grows less understood. Oh, that is The Last of Us. That looks like a baseball. I'm not aware of a PlayStation exclusive that's a baseball. Imagine, dear reader, if you so dare, creatures of metal that screech through the air, that swim through seas, bound across land, but are brought to their knees by a hero's hand. Her origins hidden, her hair red as blood, finding places forbidden, buried under the mud. But who is this young girl? Who is she more than she seemeth? Who will rescue her people and slay the behemoth? Okay. Horizon Zero Dawn. That's a very good game. I played that one way before I started making content, but that honestly impressed me. Haven't played Forbidden West yet, But I did play Zero Dawn. Let's add... Oh! Hello. Hello, new attacks. Okay, break an enemy's guard. Permafrost is full. Ooh. I like that. Increased duration of the skill. Okay, that's a barehanded recall. Okay, let's add damage to this. Enemies from runic arrow explode, dealing moderate damage around them. Okay. Very cool about the poem, though. I want to find more of those. I really hope that there's a Jack and Daxter one. If there's not, I'm gonna be sad. Okay. I do like the material on this. I love the stitching. Okay. Once again, I'm going for aesthetics. I want to look nice. I'm confident about my ability to bullshit my way out of fights at some point. I would prefer to look good while doing it. Alright, so the animal was not here. Oh. Hello, my friends. I see another light up ahead, though. I also see something over here in the sand. Oh, this is something as well. Ooh, hold up. Let me grab this. Those are braziers to light. Wrong one. That one. Okay. Ooh. We got a hive puzzle. Do I do it from here? Alright. That's one brazier. We need 2 more. Up on, boy. See something else in the sand. Don't see another brazier though. Grab this really quick. Oh, I'm just making a spin around it. Let me reposition myself. Oh, there's the other brazier. And there's another one. Alright, this is simple. Okay, got a Norn chest. The timed Norn chests are so fun. I want more of those. Ooh, okay, I need 1 more apple. That's where we just were. Let's go that way. Grab more money out of the sand. Oh, there's something over here too.
Whatever this thing is, I think the animal's inside.
Whatever's inside is kicking up quite a bit of sand.
How do we reach it?
There's caves and tunnels aplenty out here. Let's find one and see where it takes us.
Okay, caves. Oh, there was kind of like a chasm? I think it's in front of us, actually. Oh, but, ooh, first, get this bird. Nice to meet you. Hold this.
You watch out!
Oh, okay. That's one of the bigger ones, isn't it? Oh, you lucky elf. Oh, no. Oh, I tried to avoid it. Yeah. Just agitated. That's like one of my least favorite things ever. Stop focusing, please. Thank you. Is that the guy dead? I think so. No. Ooh, I'll take that rage stone. Stop running! You're ruining it. You're ruining my vibes. So stupid. That one stupid move. I have not missed Dark Elves whatsoever. The avoidant fighting style makes me so mad. Like if passive aggression was a fighting style. Nope. Please die. You deserve this. Thank you. Okay. We've got a purple thing and we've got this. Is this another poem? Tribute to Freyr. I'll have to look at those. I'll read this. The tower's purpose. Though it now serves as a military outpost, this tower's architecture indicates a different function in the time before the division of light and dark. I could find no mention within the archives, which is not altogether unusual. Many of the texts within have been sanitized across generations, but the very absence of information is telling in of itself. What sacrilegious ceremonies were held here, so the current status quo, that the librarians eradicated all mention of this tower's true purpose. I can't help but assume the answer is key to the lasting peace. Okay, these are lore markers. Alright. So maybe Freyr's offerings are just something to be sold.
What's that?
Is it another treasure map?
For a sword hilt.
Perhaps we should show it to one of the dwarves. They'll know what to do with it.
A sword hilt, you say? Okay. Found pages torn from ancient tome. Pages contain diagram of long forgotten sword hilts. Can find the ingredients. I believe the dwarves can craft these relics once again. Are we gonna use a sword? Ratatoskr anxious. Appreciate the art forms of writing things on walls. Some people think them an eyesore, but I find them beautiful. Please don't let these wonderful runes go unappreciated. Anxious. Arrogant. Your weapons are cool and all, but now that I've seen you load up and kick some enemy as hard as you can, I need more of that. Do more of your kicking because it pleases me. Arrogant. Oh, these are the different Ratatoskrs. Been watching you with those shields and you're pretty good, almost as good as me. I just love the sound of the parry. Me too. Do more of that. I love the sound of a good parry. Bitter. I want to hang out with Bitter more. I want to summon Bitter. What's with red pots? Did a person who make these want people to destroy them? I see one of those smug pots sitting there next to some rocks or some baddie, and I just gotta blow it up, so let's do the damn thing. I love this perfectionist. What could improve upon simplicity of a large heavy rock? Hurling it forcefully at your enemies, arguably. Try it and see. Okay, so there's... Hold up. No. Oh, my bad. Labors, right? There's arrogant and bitter who we met. Perfectionist. Can we summon all of these types of Ratatoskr? We haven't gotten a summons for the boy yet. Based off the trailer, I assume it's still a thing. Ooh, matching gauntlets. I do like these designs. That's a very pretty blue. Okay. Can I grab everything? Okay, back to finding my animal. We need a cave system. Still gotta come up with a name for my new friends here. Nothing's really like jumping out at me though. Is this just okay? There's nothing in there.
So much sand. I don't think we're getting through that gate in this storm.
Okay, let's figure that out. Oop, we got a chest. Got something to blow up. And it looks like there's a hive puzzle in there. Yep. Okay, hold up. And then there's a hive puzzle based on the... Okay. Based off the angle, we gotta go back around. There's so much to do out here, though. I hope that every world is like this. Oh my god. It would be so cool, but so annoying to go through Niflheim with, like, more to explore. Oh. Oh, sweet. That opened up a pathway. Because the Mist of Niflheim, such a headache. I actually way prefer the Trials of Muspelheim. Niflheim at some point, it's really cool, but Niflheim just started to lose its appeal after a bit? Oh my god, I think I got abandoned. Oh, okay. You guys went on a little lunch break? Oh, that's like buried in sand. Okay, we have to take care of this. That's also buried in sand. Oh, more sand. Saw the runes, but more sand. Okay. We got something right ahead of us now.
Look, there's a cave entrance.
Ooh, sweet. We're just gonna have to take another pass around the desert once we figure out this whole storm situation, because there's obviously more here. It's just hidden
This cave
by
extends
sand.
underneath the desert. Is the creature within?
Yeah, sounds like it. We'll find it if we keep going. What is this place?
A refuge for the Dark Elves, by the looks of it. One of the few remaining now that they're barred from the temple.
Great.
I know. I hate it here already. Okie dokie. One thing the Dark Elves did get out of the separation is they're the ones who got to keep the wings, which I guess is cool. Fall off. Is this? Yep. Okay. Sweet. Oh. Are you coming to say hi to me? Oh, I know. Come up here. Oh, you tried it. No. Stop it. Nice one, boy. Let me check something. I saw something. I thought that looked weird. Last second evade, activate a realm shift. Ooh, okay. I want to upgrade these more. Realm shift was my thing. Oh my god. Last game, pairing the realm shift with Ratatoskr. Use Ratatoskr to dig up a bunch of health stones and then realm shift to give yourself time to grab them. Excellent. Oh, hey. Thank you. Someone walk in front of... Oh, that's cool. I actually really like the wall bounce. That's fun. Okay. Oh my god, the round shit. I have missed you.
On your right.
Oh, nope. I should have used the wall bounce a lot more in the temple. Oh. How dare you? He didn't see that one coming. His back was turned. You guys aren't the only ones who can adapt an annoyingly defensive fighting style. It gets to a point where it's kind of like bullying. Goodbye, good sir.
You know, now that I know more about the Dark Elves, I wish we didn't have to fight them.
They attack us.
Uh-huh.
Well, this is their home. And considering what happened the last time we were in Alfheim, can you really blame them?
Look here, my boy. I understand you're trying to be a good person, and I'm really proud of you. Do not get me wrong. You know, you're asking good philosophical questions. But you gotta understand, Papa holds grudges, okay? The Dark Elves are really annoying. I have to get on the other side of this. Also, it's just for principle at this point. What are you staring at? We managed to drop a lot of health stones. I assume we have to go up and around because I do not see any other parts of that Norn chest. It's one of the lizard things. Hello, my friend. Oh, you lucky, lucky lizard. Thank you for your service to my amusement. I wonder how many of those guys I've missed. Because they do hide from you. Once again, that's something I'll look into.
A virtue or a threat?
Depends
Both.
on the reader.
That too. We'll look into that more once I have the ability to move around in different ways. Okay, that's Anxious's wall art. Gotta do it. Just makes me feel good, okay? Also, that lizard dropped a rage stone. Amongst other things. Got a bunch of crafting materials. Okay, the chest is right below me.
The creature you heard. What does it say now?
It's not always like that. Some animals are just... I feel what they're feeling, you know? And whatever this thing is, it's in a lot of pain.
I see.
Why do you ask?
I am curious.
Really?
I am capable of curiosity.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I see the chest. I don't see anywhere to bounce that. Can we get around this way? Can't go that way. This way. Ooh. Okay. I see one of the runes. See lizards. Come here, my little friends. No, don't run away. I promise you, I'm friendly. Ah, fun times.
Right there, left flank.
Where? Oh my god.
It's down!
Okay, that's up there. Let's pull this. Okay, this cannot be lifted from this side. But I need that rune. Do I go around again?
Never been this interested before. Can I talk to animals or enchanted rings or whatever?
Much has changed. For both of us.
Well, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out why you'd help some random animal.
Is this not what you want?
No, it is. I'm just surprised at what you want too.
Is it that hard to believe that he wants to help because it's something you're interested in? Okay. Let's try to run this. Nice. Ooh, is that 2 of 3? Okay. Thank you very much. Put that in my pocket. That's where we came from. Oh, got more bouncy walls. I wonder what's gonna happen here. Oh, you're so lucky. Oh, not one of the big ones. I hate those guys. Oh, nope. You lucky Dark Elf. Oh, come on. That minor injury was a fluke. Oh, come on. You're chasing me, which is great, actually. Why did I do that? Hold that. The bouncy walls. Okay. Now that I know the strength of bouncy walls, I will never abandon them. Oh, really, sir? Really, sir? I saw another one. I just have to move towards it carefully. I got too happy about bouncy walls. Mistakes were made. Got it.
Are you sure we're doing the right thing?
If you wish to abandon this creature, we will leave.
Well, no. I don't want to abandon it. But if we have to kill a bunch of Dark Elves to get there...
I remember a young lad whom, until this very moment, would take on an army of Draugr to save a wounded animal.
But these aren't undead Draugr. They're elves.
Yeah, but they're also
I
assholes.
just want to make sure we're not repeating the same mistakes. Getting involved where we shouldn't.
Well, you know, once again, I'm proud of you for asking the right questions, but now we're on a path to help this animal, so you can't take it back. Got a hive puzzle. Got that. Can't bounce that from here. That. I will be taking this with me. Ooh, we're racking up. Well, not really, because when we get materials, we only get like one of type. But it's still great to have. Oh. Hold up. There we go. This is honestly the only way to kill these guys. Any other way is boring. That. Got a little puzzle over there. Sorry, boy. Oh, that's because it's not the bouncy side. So it doesn't work. Okay, I have to be somewhere over there then, because the angle's wrong.
Look there. That bomb
I see
should
it.
help us out.
I see it.
It's just... why does it feel like no matter what we do in Alfheim, we wind up hurting Dark Elves?
We are down here to help the creature you heard.
I know that. But I'm usually the one who drags us around trying to rescue animals. Why do you care so much? Is there something you're not telling me?
No.
Okay.
Is there something we're not telling him? That's actually a decent question. Maybe there is a little bit more to Kratos wanting to help. No. No, 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 no. Oh, thank you, Axe. The Axe went for the double whammy. I want you to come closer to me. Because I know your tricks. I know how you nightmares are. There's another one. Oh, no, 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 no. There's a nest? No! No! I hate those. I hate those stupid little things. Put me back here. I hate it. Hold up. Switch it out. No. No. Oh, nice one, Atreus. That one was all you, boy. Okay. Now that nightmares can apparently have nests. Alright. I hate that though. I would prefer if they didn't. Alright. Please get me out of this hole with these nightmares. I would like to find this animal. And find out why Kratos wants to find this animal. Ooh.
Found it. What is it?
It's a giant jellyfish!
Neptune's ghost! That's the largest bloody Hafgufa I've ever laid eyes on.
It's not just in pain. It's trying to sing.
It's the song of the sands. They don't normally sing like this underground.
Is that what's causing the storm?
Aye. Judging by all this hive matter weighing it down, it's been trapped here for dozens of winters.
I
worry.
love jellyfish.
Get you out.
Lunch?
What is that name?
Well, the last squid thingy we saw was Diener, so...
Oh boy. While I appreciate the attempt at humor, that, little brother, is truly awful wordplay.
I like it.
Really.
Oh, well, can't all be winners.
No, I like it. This is lunch. I could not figure out why there was a giant jellyfish in the trailer, but it's so pretty.
There's gotta be a way to clear those rocks.
I will
Get a better
get
angle.
this jellyfish. This Half-Goofa. Which that's actually really interesting. The term Half-Goofa is not something that I know from like Norse mythology specifically. I went through a period where I was just really interested. Is it singing? Was that what that sound was? Really interested in mythological creatures from the ocean. And Half-Goofa is kind of Kraken inspired.
But it still can't get out.
Much of the hive matter is gone. We can free it from the surface now.
The name directly translates into like sea mist or something, or mist of the seas or something along those lines. But it's very much kind of Kraken inspired. But I find it so interesting that it's a jellyfish. Oh, I'm gonna get you out of here, bestie. Lunch. I'm gonna continue to call you Lunch. I like it. I don't care what Mimir says.
Why did they trap it down here?
Hafgufas are known to burrow, so I'd hesitate to place full blame on our Dark Elf friends.
But it's trapped in their hive stuff.
Hive matter doesn't belong to the Dark Elves, any more than the light belongs to the Light Elves. It's just another of Alfheim's natural resources. One the Elves have used since the time of their ancestors. And while the Light Elves seem keen to banish the Hive over on their side, the Dark Elves make effective use of it out here in the Barrens.
So, by clearing out all of this hive, are we hurting Dark Elves?
You wish to leave the creature enslaved?
No.
Then let us free it.
Yeah, look here, boy. I know you're growing a conscience, but I'm saving that jellyfish. I'm saving Lunch. Ooh, Whispering Slab. I needed that for something. Oh, wait. Oh, sweet. We got the rest of this armor set. Oh, I at least want to upgrade the braces. Because I really miss being able to realm shift on command. Okay, where are we? Is it over here? Okay, that's open now. I'm coming
This is
for
the
you,
spot.
Lunch.
We can cut the Half-Goofa loose here.
I'm going to save you, my boy. My massive jelly boy.
course it flies. It's a Hafgufa.
I love
Sounds
it.
much happier now. And hey, the storm's gone.
Aye, perhaps we'll finally earn some goodwill from our Dark Elf friends after all.
Look, Father, thanks for bringing us out here, but you don't have to do this kind of stuff just to keep my mind off Ragnarok, you know?
This was not a distraction.
No? Then why are we really out here?
Have you ever considered... He just wants to spend time with you, lad. While he still can.
Really?
We do not know what lies ahead. But if Ragnarok approaches, I wish to enjoy the time we have left.
I don't know what to say. Thank you for bringing us out here. I'm glad we did this.
As am I.
Me 3. Aw, Kratos just wants to spend time with his son. Look at Lunch go. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. I want to keep it. Okay. I must read the codex. Friends? Does the Half-Goofa count as a friend? It does! We've discovered that the source of the Sandstorm in the Barrens is a creature Mimir called a Half-Goofa. I encountered something like this as a boy, but it was a much smaller sea creature that did not fly. Now that storm has subsided, we can explore the desert freely and collect resources. To the west, we can see another Sandstorm, likely because another Half-Goofa. Also, can we please just acknowledge that Kratos has gotten into drawing? Oh my god. So there's another Half-Goofa. Lunch. I'm going to save your friend.
A little while ago, you mentioned Odin's ravens. What's to stop him from using them to pop into existence and kidnap anybody he wants?
Consent. The only way to travel by Odin's ravens is by your own choice.
Oh, it's not so bad then.
Okay, you know, respect. We must go find Lunch's brother. We can name that one Brunch. Lunch and Brunch. Oh my god, I love it. Wait.
There's something I'm not sure I quite understand.
You two can be
In the
breakfast and
Ragnarok
supper.
prophecy Odin knows, all the realms get destroyed, including Asgard. In the version Groa kept secret, Asgard still falls. Wouldn't Odin have tried to prevent it either way? What difference did her lie really make?
I was asking
Enough.
that question.
We will continue later.
No, I want to know too. That's a good question. I had the exact same question. I'm gonna name these two Gulan. You know what? I'm gonna go with breakfast and snack, because I hate the word supper. I always thought it was really dumb. I'm naming you two breakfast and snack.
Atreus, I've been considering your question about whether Groa's deception made a difference. I think of it this way. When it comes to subverting prophecy, knowledge is power. Without the full picture and context, the finer details can lead you to tragically incorrect interpretations. Back in my homeland, I was privy to the operations of a certain coven of heath witches who were keen on destabilizing the government. They picked an influential thane, an otherwise loyal man, and fed him a story of his own ascension to king. They dressed it up in enough details they knew would come to pass, so when they did, the Thane took it as confirmation. Next thing you know, he's helping matters along. He murders his king, sleeping under his own roof. Murders many he once called friends, too, thinking them fated to oppose him. Then, for a finishing touch, the witches revisit this usurper. With just a few details structured ever so misleadingly, they convinced the fool he was invulnerable to all threats.
Physical or
And magical.
Aye, but 'twas not so for him. All turned into a rather magnificent bloodbath as they go. The Thane ends up without his head and a name so cursed none dare speak it. All thanks to a subtly deceptive prophecy.
You've really got to write these stories down one day, Mimir.
Well, I try. Jaw tends to get sore, but thank you, lad.
Isn't that a story from Macbeth? It's not Macbeth himself. It's, Man, I wish I could remember that character's name. No. It's something with a C, though, isn't it? A C or a K? It's from Macbeth, though.
The soldiers we fought in Svartalfheim. Those were Einherjar? I thought Einherjar were just spirits in Valhalla until Ragnarok comes.
They were no spirits.
Indeed, brother. Odin appears to have found a loophole. Activated his forces early as a standing army. Perhaps something he could only do without any honest Valkyries around to stand in his way.
Okay. More confirmation that Mimir is actually from the British Isles. He mentioned it several times, Gulan Kull. He mentioned that he was a part of the Goodfellows, or he ran with a group that called themselves Goodfellows, which is it? Celtic? Some things I need to jog my own memory on, but it is confirmation that he's more from the British Isles than anything. And also a dagger that he was talking about in like Tyr's Temple or something. Thanks to the opposition's grotesque hypocrisy, Alfheim's Gulong are a threat to our livelihood. Though I have culled many on the surface, there are undoubtedly more down below the Dark Elves' hovels. So long as we deny them access to the light, the pair of the desert's entrance shall remain only docile versions of these foul beasts. Let them remain, they will serve useful subjects to further light infusion experimentation. Light infusion experimentation. So there are more Gulon, but like underground. Okay, so they're like an invasive, well, they were brought over from Vanaheim and then became an invasive species? Also, hold up, let me get off this really quick. What is this? We saw one of these in Svartalfheim. But I don't know what it does. I assume it's important because this area, you know, gives me bad vibes. Gives me bad vibes. Ooh. Okay, we got 3. Can't do that. Sorry, boy. Can't do that either. Oh. Oh, this is... Is it a recall thing? Ooh, it might be a recall thing. It's a recall. Just requires a little bit more aim.
Oh, I gotta remember to ask Tyr about his travels to the lands beyond the seas.
You wish to travel the world?
I don't know. Maybe. See new places. Find out more about myself.
It deserves to go traveling. So many realms to see. Tyr's obviously been to the Egyptian realms. He has hieroglyph tattoos. Oh, and Mimir also mentioned way before that he had been from the south when he was going over... Ooh, gotta grab this. His backstory, that he had been from the south and then he went north, and that's how he found himself working with the Norse gods. Also, the Scottish accent is like a dead giveaway, but I was gonna leave that alone. Especially considering the accents that Odin and Thor have. One of them sounds really familiar. Like, I feel like I know the actor. Hello, bats.
Sort of a harp. I can play beautifully, you know.
I do not. And would prefer it remain that way.
That's mean. Okay, so I can look at the specifics of these. Likely meant to reflect Vir's musical skill, it said that the stringed instrument in his hand and song in his lips, there was nothing he couldn't accomplish, no virgin too chaste, no warrior too wrathful. I'd like to imagine Vir was smart enough to not resort to song and dance when it came to brokering a peace between elves. That's what I'd like to imagine anyway. Oh, so I've missed this somewhere along the lines. If these go in order, that might be in the temple. This piece symbolizes peace, or at least Freyr's hope of peace. It was said amongst the more easily excitable of the elves that one day Freyr would blow the horn of quiet, and so doing bring the end of the war between the elves. Just wishful thinking, I'm afraid. No prophecy ever spoke of such horn, and as far as I could tell, no item exists, but that didn't stop the elves from hoping. Can't fault them for that. Charm was meant to absorb nightmares. Principle behind such magic is not local one, the theory picked up by Tyr from the western lands. The premise is a simple one. Nightmares seek out the dark, hoping to crawl into our minds and corrupt them from within. Charms such as this are meant to distract and trap nightmares, tangling them in the charm's threads until sunrise can incinerate the devious bastards. Got a dream catcher. Wait. Is this another recall? Ooh, yeah. Okay, I need to maybe get at a better angle here. Oh, almost. Close. There we go. All about them recalls.
Father, can we build a lyre together?
The instrument. Why?
Hold up, boy. Oh. Let's do that.
We hunt, we train. Those are the only two things you do to distract yourself.
They are not distractions.
Oh, of course not.
I just thought it'd be nice to learn some music. You could teach me, and... No, it's stupid. Never mind.
Kratos, let's spend time with our kid. Let's get a lyre. At least he picked a very Greek instrument. Let's get one. It'll be fun. We can have a little rhythm game portion of this fighting game. Okay, a couple of things have been uncovered. I love the Half-Goofa. That's something.
Looks like a lot of the sand is cleared up. But there's another storm out that way. I think that means...
Another Hafgufa.
I want to go say brunch. Is that something? Yes, it is. We can climb this. I would like to go have brunch and give him his friend lunch back. Or lunch, I guess. Oh, not one of these.
You all right, brother?
Oh! Not that trick again. I hate that. No. Oh, no. Okay.
Mind you, watch out!
Oh, I should have left that. Whoop! Oh, I love round shifting.
You're on fire, Kratos!
I'm aware. Kinda hard to ignore. Ooh, the realm tear coming in clutch. Realm shift. Or
Brother,
realm
I had a
tears.
thought. What if we took a stealthy approach to our next battle?
That would be fun. Oh, never mind. Remnants of a chaos flame. Collect 6 more. Okay. Need remnants. Alright, let's go check out that door. I would like to go save the other Half-Goofa, please. Yeah, I still don't know how these things work.
The chisel will not open this.
Did the lighthouse put this lock here? Why would they care what happens in the Barrens?
A fair question. But until we find the right key, that poor Hafgufa will have to continue its solo act.
Okay, so that's keeping the door shut. So what's the one in the Dwarven realm do? I assume it's also a lock then. Do another passover of the desert. Yeah, we're just gonna have to come back when we know exactly how to work those locks. Put that on our list of things to go and do, come back and check on.
Come on, brother. Let's have it. You mentioned you had a favorite poem from your homeland. What was it about?
A cunning general. A war over forbidden love.
I believe I've heard of this one. Did it involve a horse that was not as it appeared?
Yes.
Ah,
but
Helen of
that's not what
Troy.
happened.
Oh, it's based on truth then. And you were there.
Yes. I prefer the poem.
Okay. Alright, we've done another pass of this area. And there's nothing really we can do until we know how those locks work. I guess it's time to head home. Not that much else to do. Yeah, I'll make more passes over our previous areas once I have an idea of how to get around better. Let me check on the upgrades for this
here
new
for you.
armor. Okay, we need Dwarven Steel. Probably
Whatever you need,
same
I'll
for the
create.
others as well. Slash forward 3 waves of light to deal increased damage against enemies inflicted by Sonic. Let me pick up another one of these. And let's sell these.
You've been quite the archaeologist, haven't you?
Alright, Sindri. I guess we're going home. Or we could check out Niflheim really quickly. It's right there. Okay, Mystic Gateway. Okay. This and then we'll go home. Promise.
Mimir.
To myself.
I know this sounds weird, but can you tell me again what happens when someone dies?
Every living thing has a soul. And every soul has 4 parts. Form, mind, direction, and luck. Direction steers the souls of giants, dwarves, elves, and animals toward the Lake of Souls in Alfheim, where all the parts may be absorbed back into Alfheim's great light.
So that's where Fenrir is? The Lake of Souls?
So long as his soul still has its direction, aye, it's well on its way.
Aww.
You do remember we don't have the Unity Stone to let us jump off, right?
Yeah.
Of course he remembers. Right, brother?
Of
I
course I
mean-
remember.
What if I just do it anyway? Oh, wait a minute. It's completely frozen. The Raven Tree. I saw this in the trailer, but I did not expect this to be Niflheim.
Do we have to be here? Creeping me out, all these poor bastards with their souls cut up.
Wait, what?
Brock, what do you think about fate?
I don't. Either your life's all written down somewhere or it ain't. Still feels like you're making choices either way. The shit smells the same regardless of how it got shat.
Remind me to write that down.
Wait,
Oh, look
are
at all
those
of them.
Odin's ravens? The ones we've been destroying all this time?
So it would seem.
Free are we,
Oh,
free of the Father. Our half-lives now belong to no other.
What do you think that means?
I don't know, but there's definitely something more going on here.
so they didn't want to serve Odin. So we're doing them a favor by whacking them? Okay, you know what? That just fuels my obsession, honestly. Oh, they're so shiny. So how do we... Oh! This is mine now.
A gift of life, a gift in death, to smother forever the All-Father's breath.
A
Gift.
I can't read them. They seem to like us, though.
One hopes. I suppose we should continue to destroy any of Odin's ravens when we find them.
Okay, so was Brock talking about these guys when he said their souls have been torn apart? I can open this one. Ooh, they're handing out armor.
In death we kneeled, until you freed us with your steel.
So destroying the ravens free their spirits somehow. Good to know.
Free.
Well, free of Odin's control anyway.
That's free enough. Okay. I will be helping you guys. I want to see this armor. Did I pick up a chest armor from them? Braziers of Raven. Increase healing from health stones. Ooh, that's a nice blue. Ooh, that's really nice, actually. Okay, this is all about healing. Which, you know, good. Still like my realm tears. Realm shifts. Can I open this one? No. Okay. I will find more of your brethren. I will be back, little buddies. Oh, their souls are trapped. See, now I feel like I'm being helpful with my obsession over ravens. What's this?
There's something over here.
Yeah, I know.
A memory of war.
What's that?
You could use this as a training arena if you like. You'll just be fighting the recollections of enemies. They won't be able to harm you.
What do I get out of that? There is no experience or hack silver to gain in this arena. Then why do I want to do that? I am a reward-based person. Okay, this is not reward-based. It's cool though. Oh, you know what? It's probably for getting more acquainted with different attacks. Might come back here when I want to clean up my fighting a little bit. Because I do tend to rely on the same basic skill set. So is that all there is here, though? It's just this area for the Raven Tree? I wonder how far out the workshop is. Alright. So I wonder what Muspelheim is like then. So if this is all of Niflheim and we can't really explore, I wonder if Muspelheim's the same, if it's just like one area now. Oh, does that mean we don't have challenge areas anymore? Kinda
Well,
sad.
I hope Tyr's had enough time to find his equilibrium, or whatever.
Indeed. I saw flashes of the old god of war in him, but they were fleeting.
There is nothing wrong with opposing war, nor opposing prophecy.
I
Facts.
suppose that's fair. Never can be quite sure what the giants meant by any of it.
Am I the only one that remembers they predicted our entire journey to Jotunheim?
Yeah.
The giants saw Tyr leading armies at Ragnarok, and I believed them.
The question is how you'll ever make Tyr believe it.
Oh. I'll go this way. Where are you going?
Master Kratos, I would speak with you.
Hi.
Speak.
If you are ever in need of my services and I am not present, I have installed these handy chimes for you to notify me. Simply throw your axe and strike the chimes, and I will attend to your needs. Would you care to take a practice throw?
Oh, but yes, I would.
A magnificent throw, Master Kratos. Truly a seasoned pro.
Thank you.
Very well. You know how to reach me now.
Why does it sound like
What
I can
else?
still hear the ravens? Okay, ooh. So I assume these are his little different personalities?
I have a question.
Splendid! I delight in offering my tutelage to the inquisitive.
Over the ledge, by the gateway over there, I noticed these dragons.
Dragons? Oh no, young Master Atreus. Those are leaned worms, the brood of Niflheim.
Nitho?
Oh,
That's
the
the
root
mother?
eater,
Correct.
right?
She's also a vital piece of the Yggdrasilian circle of life, as it were. I tend the branches up here, while Nithog chews the roots from below to prevent overgrowth. A delicate balance.
So they're friendly?
Nice.
Well, they're not nearly so affable as myself, but there's no reason to expect hostility so long as they're left in peace. Nithog is a stern matriarch, as protective of her offspring as she is determined to teach them proper discipline.
That sounds...
Familiar.
I like this
I
bill.
guess that's the long and short of it. Safe travels.
So what am I calling you for? Do you offer
I am
anything?
Already here, Master Kratos.
Yeah, but like, why do I need to call you? That's my question. Can I buy anything from
Perhaps
you?
there was some confusion. This is for calling me out here, not for when I am here. Do you just like hearing the sound of the chimes? I suppose they do sound very pretty.
Actually, I hate wind chimes. I think they're like the
Master
worst
Kratos,
invention.
This feels very uncharacteristic of you, but if you enjoy the pretty chimes that much, I will allow you to indulge.
Okay. I'm gonna keep doing this
You've done
until
it.
you
Well thrown.
start repeating voice lines.
Ah, the sound of the chimes is not unpainful at this distance, so perhaps you could not? Already here, as it were. So,
Oh, Ratatoskr.
you're deliberately attempting to push me into some sort of emotional outburst, aren't you? Well, I'm not so easily swayed, my good man.
You have no idea how long I spent.
Stop with the stupid chime! Oh, oh dear. I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from.
Oh, Ratatoskr, you have no idea how long I spent bothering a Solarian in Mass Effect because I could.
I am already
Oh.
here, Master Kratos.
Okay, he started to. I'm sorry. I apologize. I know that I can be really annoying. Ah. Oh my god, look at the mushroom people. Can I walk it? I can't walk into them. Can I? I won't even lie. I'm pressing the attack button. You get to live today, little mushroom people. You get to live today.
Ah, glad to see you back, young one. Come help me, won't you?
Oh, sure.
We can eat whenever you like, Kratos. The stew will only improve with time.
Okay. Alright, eat dinner.
Yes. I was a little overwhelmed before. Forgive me. It's funny. Nothing seems to settle my mind.
Oh, hey, you finished your table.
Being locked up for so long, you forget how much joy lives in the little things.
Alright.
You're disappointed in me.
I never said that.
You're kind that way. But your eyes say everything.
Are they gonna
I
keep
haven't given
talking?
up hope on you.
Oh. You really must. This vision of me in your mind, where I'm as good as Odin is evil, the truth is always more complicated. To imagine it's simple is dangerous.
Look at how shiny this
So
floor
you're
is.
really not going to help us?
You'll have my wise and faithful counsel always. I wish I could do more. I really do. But for now, please, allow me to cook for you.
You know what? That's a good thing for the kid to hear. He shouldn't assume that Tyr is as good as he assumes Odin is evil. Because that's just a very black and white way of looking at it.
Please
Not,
don't break anything in there.
you're not my mom. Not saying that Odin is not a bad guy because everything is kind of pointing towards that. But also, you can't put Tyr on a pedestal. Let's go talk to Brock really quickly. Also, this kind of gives me a weird vibe. I think it's because it's the only piece of artwork here, and it's just so out of place.
You know what he's putting in that so-called stew of his, don't you? Vegetables. Fucking vegetables. From out of the dirt. That just ain't right.
Balanced diet, my friend. A balanced diet. Alright, let's check. I'm pretty sure there's not much I can do. Oh, well, actually. Okay, that's Raven Tears. Oh, but this is the Realm Shift. That's better on defense. Ooh. Oh, look at the metal moving once we get into the higher levels. That is so cool. It's not that far off from strength. It's only a couple paces behind. Let's do this. I'm gonna regret it because of that realm shift. That realm shift is so good. But if I really regret it, I'll just save up materials and go back to using the other one. Okay, so this also offers realm shift capabilities, but I assume together it's just better. We'll leave it for now. I'm not too attached. We'll leave it for right now. Okay, I think we're gonna end right here as opposed to moving forward with getting dinner. I really enjoy being able to move more throughout Alfheim, and I was hoping that the other realms, all of them, would be like that as well, but apparently Niflheim is not. Niflheim is just the arena that I assume is just there for you to test out abilities that you don't normally use and just get better at the combat. But it's also the Raven Tree, which I'm really happy that we saw, and it kind of adds something more to just killing the ravens because we assume they're spies for Odin, which they are still spies of Odin, but now we've learned that they're not doing it willingly, they are trapped spirits. So I do want to help them now. It's kind of fueling my obsession with the ravens. And we will probably have a point where I just go through the different realms and hunt down the collectibles and the ravens and the challenges that are probably somewhere. But I want to wait until I really start doing that for when we know we have everything we need to traverse the different areas, because there were some things in the Dwarven realm that I could not access, and are things in like Alfheim, like those weird locks that we can't use yet. So I'm gonna wait until we have the ability to mess with those before I really like commit myself to going back through realms and looking for things. So that's the plan for right now. We do have a little bit more of Groa's prophecy. We do know that she lied to Odin before Odin killed her. And I'm really happy that the game developers answered my question, which is, what is the point of lying in the first place if you're going to get the same reaction out of Odin, which is he's going to try to subvert prophecy no matter what. But Mimir made a really good point that when it comes to prophecy, the most minute details matter. So maybe this is a way to get one over on Odin. Hopefully, I mean, it's something we know that he doesn't, which is like it's very good information to have because he's so obsessed with prophecy and knowing things. And what else did we get to this episode? Ironwood. Ironwood was something that I completely forgot about. It is a little bit different than what I remember reading, because from my understanding, Ironwood was actually a forest in Midgard. But here it is not a real place, a sanctuary of the giants that's not a real place. I do remember a little bit about Ironwood. I do think the big pieces of information that I remember was that a witch lived there, and there was a wolf that was supposed to be the largest of them all. I want to say the name was like Managrum, something along those lines. I do remember the translation. It means like moonhound. So that is like my knowledge of Ironwood. I don't really remember it being a sanctuary of the giants, but hopefully it will come up very soon. It's still such an amazing game. I'm loving it so much. We're gonna jump straight into the next episode. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you'll join me again, and I will be seeing you guys very soon. Bye now.